morning, everyone. This is class 8A. They are presenting their view on the Eightfold Path, which is given to us by Holy Gautam Buddha. So we begin with Shreyanshi. Shreyanshi is going to introduce the discussion. Shreyanshi, start.
A very warm good evening to everyone present here. This is Shreyanshi Jaiswal here to host the auspicious Buddha Purnima celebration event on behalf of entire class 8A. The world is full of diamonds and gems, and we are having some of them here today. To build this event, with this note, I would like to call Richa Mishra, who is going to speak about right speech, which is one of the steps from Eightfold Path.
Good evening, everyone. Today, I, Richa Mishra of Class 8A, is here to discuss about a noble path of Lord Buddha, that is right speech. Right speech means abstinence from lies and deceptions, backbiting, idle babble, and abusive speech. Cultivate honesty and truthfulness. Let your words reflect your desires to help, not harm others. These days, people have right to speak, but they take undue advantages of it. Like media keeps on speaking whatever they feel like, and the people who belongs from a good caste, from a high caste family, says anything to the other people without thinking what they are saying. And also the political parties when they want to pull down the other parties, they speak whatever they feel like. This is not right. We must understand that right to speech is very important. If our constitution has given such a good right to us, we do not have to misuse it. Thank you.
Right livelihood means living the life with a positive attitude and without harming others, which would be difficult without right mindfulness. To explain it, I would like to call Shwetang Tripathi.
Good morning, I am Shwetang Tripathi and I am going to tell about the right mindfulness retention. Right mindfulness retention being mindful of the dhammas, teaching of the elements that are beneficial to the Buddhist path. In the Vipassana movement, sati is interrupted as bare attention. Never be absent-minded in being conscious of what one is doing, and encourages the awareness of the impermanence of body, feeling and mind, as well as to experience the 5 aggregate skandhas, the 5 hindrances, the 4 true realities and 7 factors of awakening. Second, right livelihood is an important aspect of the Buddha Noble Eightfold Path. The Buddha encouraged his disciples to engage in a compassionate activity and to make their living a way that does not harm to and that is ethically positive. Thank you.
Very good.
He explained very well. Without concentrating on our goals and putting no effort for it will lead us to a worthless life. To tell importance of concentration and efforts in our life, I would like to call Harsh.
The Buddha taught that Eightfold Path is the means to realize enlightenment. Right effort along with right mindfulness and right concentration make up the mental discipline section of the path. The most basic traditional definition of right effort is to exert oneself to develop wholesome qualities and release unwholesome qualities. As recorded in the Pali Canon, the Buddha taught there are 4 aspects to right effort. Now, right concentration. Right concentration is the 8th part of the path. It requires practitioners to focus all of their mental faculties onto one physical or mental object and practice the 4 absorption, also called the 4 dhyanas Sanskrit or 4 jhanas in Pali. Thank you.
Now, I would like to call
Okay,
Veer Pratap.
Harsh.
Now, I would like to call Veer Pratap Sharma to deliver his views on Buddha's Eightfold Path.
Ma'am, can I speak, ma'am, just?
Yes, you
Good
may.
evening,
You
okay.
may. Yes,
Ma'am,
yes. Yes, please.
ma'am, according to Buddhism, Dukha Nirgamini or elimination of desire is possible by following a path of Adhiniksha Marg, also known as Eightfold Path. Eightfold Path is about the avoidance of extermination of joy and fear, also called middle path. By practicing it, one can achieve the status of Niravana. Ma'am, the two parts are, ma'am, right observation, ma'am, which means sabal dukhanam. Observe that the world is full of surrogates. And the second part is right determination. Samyak sankalp. It means one should have determined to eliminate all the desire one has.
Here I would like to speak Shreyanshi. Can I speak? Shreyanshi?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, we all know what is right. Gautam Buddha has taught us the eightfold path, right to speak, right behavior, right path, all that. We all have studied this, but it is very difficult to follow. The only thing we must keep in mind that whatever our conscious says, when we do something, it should be our conscious. Our conscious already knows what is right and what is wrong. Okay, we should not be doing anything which our conscious doesn't allow us. You understand what a conscious means? Our inner self. Nobody, if we do something with the fear that what will people say? People are watching us. That is not right. What is your inner heart saying? Is the thing which you are doing is right? We will always get attracted to things which are very easy to get. Cheating is so easy. Nowadays, online studies are going on, online examinations are going on. Very easy to cheat. You may not be caught even, but you know what is right, what is wrong. Will cheating give you, I know my children never cheat, but the thing is, you know how far will this cheating help. You're understanding what I mean to say? Gautam Buddha has taught us all that. He has taught us the eightfold path. He has taught us the three truths of life. That everything is because of desire. Everybody will die. Sufferings are there. All that he has taught. Let us follow all these things and make our life heaven. Because I believe heaven and hell, everything is on this earth. How you behave, what you feel for others, all that is on this earth only. Am I right, children? Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me, children?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Shreyanshi, you may continue. Shreyanshi, thank you, children. You may continue, Shreyanshi.
May Lord Buddha enlighten you on the path of love, peace and truth. A very happy Buddha Purnima to all of you present here. And with this, I would like to end this meeting. Thank you very much.
Sure. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon to all present here. Sir, I am Rishabh Shukla, and I want to express my views on Lord Buddha. 24th May, the birth of Lord Buddha, is Buddha Purnima, and on this day, I want to express my views on Buddha Purnima. How Buddha was preached on the path of suffering in life. So this starts in 6th century BC when he was born as Siddhartha Gautama in Chalukya Sakya clan, and where he was very royal family, was born in a royal clan. So he was living life in a royal, and when he was 29, he saw a woman where her son was died, and she was very crying. And on the next, he also saw a man killing and stealing someone's necklace, and this all made Buddha to that he to understand what is all going, and for that he went to Sarnath at a peepal tree, and where he settled down until 49 days, where he find the answers of the truth of this life. He don't get up, and after preaching and hard meditation of 49 days, he come at the end of the completely of this